Okay, editing Alice Cooper. Okay, so Alice Cooper was really recently at the Pandemonium Festival. And so with this shot, it was a little bit challenging because he had a top hat on. So the exposures were a little bit over the place. I was exposing for the face area, which was in shadow a little bit. So what I'm doing is I'm detecting the person in the image, which is Alice Cooper, then just creating a mask which selects only his clothing because the clothing is slightly overexposed, creating a mask and then just bringing down that exposure just so that it matches the rest of the image. Also bringing down the black so we get a little bit more punch in the blacks. Then I'm going to create a brush. I'm going to then lighten up a little bit of his face. Just bring up that exposure just a little bit so we can see the eyes. Just give it a bit of a swipe. It's a little bit more controlled when you're doing a local edit like this. From there, I'm just going to also get a little bit of mid-tones into it by increasing the texture and the clarity. And that just brings out a little bit more detail in his face. Because, the face is the focal subject, so we want to really bring that out a little bit. I'm going to create a new mask. Just using a brush mask, just bring down that hat because it's quite bright. Just bring down the exposure a little bit and then try and sort of match it a little bit more with the actual jacket that he's wearing. It's a little bit hard because the lights were right on it, so you don't want to get it too dark. Bring down a little bit of the blacks. Then what we're going to do is select the background. We're going to get a little bit more punch into that background. So selecting that background as a new mask, we're then going to give it a little bit of darkness on the exposure. A little bit too dark there. We'll go back a little bit. And then just going to give it a little bit more saturation because it was quite a saturated lighting display that they were having there. So I kind of want to bring it a little bit more true to life and not quite so flat. Just to bring out some of the smoke there though, I'm going to increase the texture and clarity a little bit. That brings out some of the detail and the smoke. And then that's basically all I really need to do. It's got a nice even exposure everywhere now and looks a lot better than what it was.